Blanket heat. Everyone in one shared space, holding warmth together. Most people try to heat the whole home. That's the civilian mistake, and it's a deadly one. You can't warm 2,000 square feet with body heat and blankets, but you can warm one small room easily. A house drains its stored warmth out through walls and glass over just a few hours. A sealed room with a few people inside stays warm far longer. You're not fighting the whole house. You're defending one room. Pick the room you can win, and you layer up before you feel cold, not after. Hat on. Layers on. Wool if you've got it. Once you're shivering hard, you're already behind the curve. In summer, you flip the whole thing. Pick the coolest room low in the house. Pull the shades. Slow every movement down to cut the heat you make, and you stay dry. Wet clothes pull heat out of your body many times faster than dry ones do. If you got snow or rain on you hauling supplies, you change out of it now, not later. Dry socks alone can save your feet. Dry layers keep your core in the fight. Damp cotton against your skin on a cold night is a slow leak you can't afford. You watch the youngest and the oldest first. Children lose heat faster than adults do. The elderly lose it faster still, and they often don't feel it coming. So you check them by touch, not by asking. Cold skin and confusion are warning signs, not small talk. In one room together, you can watch everyone at once. Here's the proof, and it's grim. During Winter Storm Uri, most of the deaths weren't thirst. They weren't hunger. They were hypothermia. People froze inside their own homes because they tried to stay warm everywhere instead of somewhere. The families who picked one room and sealed it made it through. This single decision is the line between a rough night and a body count. So you choose your room now while you still have heat to trap. Your room is set. Now you light it, but not with fire. Put the candles down. I know they feel right. A little flame in the dark feels like comfort, but a candle is an open flame in a sealed room, and that's two threats stacked on top of each other. Fire and bad air. Think it all the way through. You just sealed that room to trap heat. That means the ventilation is low. An open flame in low air raises your carbon monoxide risk. And a knocked-over candle is a house fire on the exact night the water pressure for firefighting may already be failing. You do not want live flame anywhere near you right now. So you use cold light, headlamps, battery lanterns, flashlights. You stage them where your hands can find them in the dark before you actually need them. A headlamp is the best of the three. It keeps both your hands free to work. It points wherever you look. A good headlamp on fresh batteries runs for many hours on a low setting, and you keep your spare batteries in one known spot, not scattered across 5 drawers you'll tear apart in the dark. One box, one place. Everyone in the house knows where it is. A headlamp with dead cells and no spares is just a paperweight strapped to your forehead. So you sort that now, in the light, before you're feeling around blind for a double A. Here's the contrast. The civilian move is a coffee table crowded with candles. It looks cozy, right up until it doesn't. The trained move is light with no flame, no fumes, and no fire risk. And good light in one room does more than let you see. It steadies everyone in it. It stops the falls, the stubbed shins, and the quiet panic that come with fumbling through a dark house. Light discipline keeps people calm, and calm is what keeps you thinking clearly through the rest of the night. Now think about the outside of your house, and make it disappear. Here's the shift most people never make. Inside, you've got light and warmth and water. That's the exact reason you go dark to everyone else. In a blackout, the house that stands out is the house that gets noticed. And you do not want to be the one that gets noticed. The military calls this light and noise discipline. Being unremarkable is a form of protection. So you close every curtain, you stop your interior light from spilling out into the street, you keep the noise down. You do not stand a bright, humming, well-stocked home in the middle of a dark and nervous block. The safest house on that street is the one that looks exactly as dark and ordinary as all the rest. Why does this matter so much? Look hard at the 1977 New York blackout. In about 25 hours of darkness, roughly 1,600 stores were looted. More than 1,000 fires were set. Nearly 3,800 people were arrested in one night. Desperation moves toward whatever looks like it still has something. And a lit window tells the whole street that you have something. Here's the contrast. The civilian instinct is to light the place up and run a loud generator in the driveway for the whole block to hear. That's a beacon. It says, "Come over here." The trained move is gray. You blend in. You keep your advantage quiet. You worked hard to be the prepared one on your street. You do not advertise that to a block full of people who aren't. One more thing. Kill the outdoor motion lights if they run on a backup. Keep the car alarms disarmed and silent. Sound carries strange and far on a quiet night. Every beep and every glow is information you're handing to strangers. So you give them nothing. In a real crisis, invisible is a weapon. So you use it. You've still got a little calm left. Spend it on a plan while it's light enough to see and heads are still clear. Lock up first, doors, windows, the ground floor especially. Account for everyone under your roof by name. Then you lock in 3 things every family needs before the dark gets deep. 1. A rally point. Where does everyone meet if you get separated? Name the spot out loud. Make sure the kids can repeat it back to you. 2. A comms window. Pick one set time to check phones together, to save battery, not constant checking. One scheduled check-in. 3. Jobs. Who watches the door? Who manages the water? Who minds the little ones? Everyone knows their task before anything goes wrong. The civilian mistake is improvising in the dark. When something goes sideways at 2 in the morning, that is the worst possible moment to start inventing a plan. People scatter. People panic. People get separated with no agreed way to find each other again. The trained move is to set the plan while everyone's calm and can still see each other's faces. A rally point and a check in time turn a chaotic night into a managed one. And you talk about the little one's fears now. In the light. A calm word from you now prevents a meltdown at midnight. Kids read your face before they hear your words. If you stay steady, they stay steady. So you set the tone before the dark sets it for you. And you post someone on watch in shifts through the night. Nobody stays sharp alone until dawn. 2 hours on, then you swap out. A rested household thinks clearly. An exhausted one makes mistakes. So you share the load and you trade off, and someone is always awake and aware. This comes straight out of the field. You establish your rally point and your communications window before the situation goes bad, never after. 10 quiet minutes of planning now can save you an hour of pure chaos later. So you do it while you still can, before the last of the light is gone. Here it is, the one that kills. The action everyone rushes to do first, and the one that fills emergency rooms in every single outage, the generator. When the power's been out for hours, the obvious move feels like firing it up for a little comfort. And that one decision is the deadliest mistake in the entire blackout. Understand what a generator actually is. A portable generator can put out more carbon monoxide than a running car. You cannot see it. You cannot smell it. It kills quietly, and it kills fast. The Consumer Product Safety Commission ties around 85 deaths a year to portable generator carbon monoxide, and about 81% of those happen in and around the home. Garages, basements, right beside an open window, the very places people think are close enough to be convenient. And here's the part that catches people. 20 feet feels like too far when it's cold and dark, so they cheat it down to 10. They crack the garage door. They set it just outside the back door. But carbon monoxide doesn't care about your reasons. It pools. It creeps back inside on the air. It finds you while you sleep, and it gives you no warning at all. So if you run one at all, you run it right. Outside only. At least 20 feet from the house. Exhaust pointed away from every door and every window. Never in a garage, not even with the door rolled up. Never on a porch. and you put a battery carbon monoxide alarm inside, right where you're sleeping. That alarm is not optional. It's the one thing that wakes you up if you got the placement wrong. And that alarm costs about $15. That's the cheapest life insurance you will ever buy. It runs on its own battery. It doesn't care that the grid is down, so you test it now, before you need it. One small alarm on the wall beats a truckload of regret. During Winter Storm Uri, this is exactly what happened to people. They ran generators, grills, and cars in closed spaces just to stay warm, and carbon monoxide killed them right alongside the cold. The tool they reached for to survive is the tool that took them. That's the whole lesson of the first hour, in one hard line. The obvious move is often the fatal one, and the trained move is the one nobody else thinks to make. None of this is about gear. It's about sequence. Water, then information, then warmth, then light, then silence, then a plan, then a generator you respect. You move in that order and you win the first hour while everyone else panics. I've put the full grid down playbook on paper for you, linked below for the night the screens go dark. So tell me, when the grid fails tonight, what's your very first move?